Hello! Finally time for that Q&A I talked about like 4 videos ago or something like that. I'm sorry for the delay. I'm not going to be answering them in any specific order. I guess like as I stumble upon them because I asked a different couple places. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this and thank you for listening. First question. How long have you been animating? Well, I guess more recently, I studied animation like a bit in school. I did go to school for art, illustration specifically, and my minor was animation. So I learned little baby level animation. It was just like the beginnings of it. Since my major was illustration, I basically learned how to do things like concept art and character sheet and things like that, specifically for animation and games. The minor I took was an animation / games, so it was like work for both of those. So I did do a little bit of Maya 3D rendering and stuff like that. But I started experimenting with it in maybe like the past 3 years, probably. Alright, next question. Oh, where did you get your awesome name, Strawberry Nightmare, from? Some of you may know that a while ago, a couple months ago, I changed my name from what it was originally. And basically just because at first I didn't put too much thought into my name. I started off, I don't even know why. It's like, do you ever just like pick a name when you're younger and you're like, whatever, and then you just keep using it? That's kind of what it was. Like, it was like, my old name was Strawberry Suicide 115. I think I only had the numbers because when I first made it for like, I forget what site that was taken, so I just added numbers, and I never really entirely liked it, and when I started doing videos I just never thought to change it because I didn't think, for me they would just be for fun, and I don't think it was something I planned on keeping up, so I didn't really mind. But as I kept making more videos, I'm just like, I kind of hate my name, and I didn't really want to change it entirely because by now most people refer to me as Strawberry, which is fine. I mean, I don't mind that part that much. It's whatever. I don't know, I guess like I just didn't like the feel of the name. I didn't like the numbers at the end. I wanted something without numbers. So I was like, okay, well, how can I incorporate Strawberry into something that's like remotely, like, I guess has some spooky word in it? And I settled on Strawberry Nightmare, and I'm like, okay, that sounds fine. And that's what it is today. So no big story there, but I know some of you were wondering why I did change my name. Somebody asked, what's your favorite horror story? I guess like if you mean just in general, not necessarily just like from online, it's really hard to think of just like one that's my favorite because, you know, I like horror. I've done like, I played so much horror games, I've watched so many horror things, I've like read so much. I really can't say, I'm sorry, but I really can't say one specific story, but I guess like I will tell you like, I guess like genres or like aspects of horror that I prefer. Like, I'm not too into gore or like slashers. Like, I know that's like a big part of horror and there's a lot of people who love them, and I mean that's cool. It's just necessarily I don't really like them, and I think my favorite kinds are any story that's more psychological rather than, I guess, in your face or jump scares. Like, I think jump scares are fine when it comes to like games, but like, you know, once in a while, not constantly, unless like, you know, that's what the game's about and that's why you're going in there. But yeah, I think some stories I really liked as a child. I really liked the stories from Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, and growing up I read a ton of Goosebumps. When I got a little bit older, and I really would just pick up like a lot of horror books. I mean, some of them I like more than others, but unfortunately, you know, as I got into like college and stuff, my time to read diminished a lot. I haven't had a good chance to read a ton, so I appreciate like people who do narrations online because it gives me a chance to listen while I work, because I do art for a living. So yeah, sorry for that long answer. Alright, someone's question is, with the demonetization thing going on with horror content, Have you ever felt affected with the changes YouTube's been going through for family-friendly content? Alright, this is a good question because I have. It seemed to at first only affect like really big channels and channels that did a lot of like true horror, true crime stories. Specifically, I think channels that would do, videos about murders. It seems like those videos got hit and some of them had a harder time getting remonetized. And for a while, it actually did not hit me until maybe like 2 months ago, 3, as of like this video, as of the recording. A couple of my videos were hit. I went in for reviews and most of my videos have gotten remonetized, thankfully. It just sucks because I guess when I first got hit like a couple months ago, my channel was a little bit smaller. So, and some videos like there's 2 videos that are still demonetized because they're just like so old that I'm not gonna get the 1,000 views within the week for them to look at it again and remonetize it. So unfortunately, like those 2 videos that are like a year and a half old or something like that are probably not gonna get the views. I mean, and it's okay considering everything else is fine. The one bad thing is like for a while, and I think still currently, whenever I upload a video, it gets demonetized. Sometimes not immediate, like I'll upload it and it says it's good, so I'll post it, I'm like cool, and then like a day later it'll tell me it's not okay, and I'm just like okay. But thankfully with the newer stuff, it's not as hard to get the views that I need. So do you read Junji Ito? You sort of draw similar to how he draws. I have read some of his stories and I think they're really nice, and this was actually a pretty big compliment because I think he draws well. I mean, his stuff is loved by many. Honestly, like that's like a really big compliment. Someone asked, which software do I use? I use a combination of Photoshop and Sony Vegas and actually Audacity to record, but I think like everybody who records online uses Audacity. Yeah, basically like it's pretty simple stuff. I actually use CS2 still, like Photoshop CS2. So generally how it works is I'll draw the frames in Photoshop and then I'll put it all together in Sony Vegas, and sometimes I'll do some of the simpler animate, like some movement or panning and stuff like that in Sony Vegas. Someone asked, do you watch a show called Yamishibai? Because your storytelling and graphics seem similar to that show in a good way. Huge fan of both you and Shibai. Alright, so I actually checked into that show because like I think I got another comment like that a bit ago saying that my videos remind them of it, and I haven't heard of it, so I looked it up, and it's basically like it's similar to what I do. It's like short stories. I think usually they're like traditional, well at least the ones I saw are like Japanese urban legends or like myths or like I guess Japanese creatures, and it's done like in a similar style where like the characters kind of like it's not full on frame by frame animation. So in that sense it's similar to what I do, but it is in color and stuff like that. It's actually really nice. I like it a lot, and I checked out a couple episodes because people said my work reminded them of it like that. I actually think it's cool to be told that my stuff reminds them of that series because I think it's a really cool series. Oh yeah, someone on Tumblr, I'm gonna have to find the post, but the other day somebody on Tumblr asked me how long does it take for me to make a video, and I think a couple people like usually go every time I upload, they'll be like, oh, you're back, and I never really left. I've just been working on the next video. So if I like don't upload in like a week, do not worry, my videos get uploaded. Usually like I do uploads every other week. Once a video's up, in 2 weeks the next one will be up, so it's like 2 videos a month, and I know that doesn't seem like a lot for my videos. I think my videos usually are between like a minute and a half to like 2.5 minutes. If I did more frequent uploads, unfortunately I couldn't do videos that long, and I like to take a little bit of time to be satisfied with most drawings. And there have been occasions where I watched back and I'm just like, I need to redraw this part, or or I think something different would work there instead of what I have. And I don't want to be in a position where I feel like I have to rush, and whether or not I feel okay with it, I just put it up. That's one thing like I do want to pride myself in. I'm at a point now where every upload, I want it to be an upload I'm proud of. Also, somebody asked if I would ever do a face reveal, and I guess like my face was never really hidden. It's just not attached to my art, so I never really I don't know, I guess like me as a person, I don't really post selfies. I don't really take selfies. Like I'd rather take pictures of where I am doing if I'm doing something cool. But yeah, my face isn't really hidden, so like I'll post a picture here. Like I really don't care. Here I am. There should be a picture on screen. I'll post. I actually used to have red hair, so that's where my persona got her hair color from. I actually used to have that style too, like exactly. So I guess like my persona, or my little character, my mascot, I'm not sure what you want to call it, but she was like very loosely based on like what I actually look like. It's not that exciting. I do post I used to post like selfies, not really selfies, but I guess like once in a while on Instagram, or like pictures of what I was doing. So like, and I might start doing that on Instagram, maybe Twitter, I'm not sure, one of those. But I guess if you're interested in a little glimpses of my everyday life, you could probably go onto those. Honestly, Twitter would be really good for updates, so I will type out when I'm planning for the next video to come out and stuff like that. Or you can ask me things directly on there. It's a little bit easier than YouTube. Oh yeah, somebody asked, do I have anything scary that happened to me? If so, I should do a video about it. I don't think I have any too scary like personal stories. I think I have like maybe creepy things that happen, but I think like everybody has like one or two of those. I think like the closest thing might be some of the things I saw or like experienced when I was like really young, but I feel like maybe that was just very overactive like kid imagination, because when you're a kid you're like, that is definitely real and that is a monster, but as an adult you're like, that probably was not a monster. But maybe I could do a video on those things. I mean, I don't think it'd be anything too scary, so I'd have to like write it out and play around with the idea, but I might. I think I'm gonna take the time to address like questions I've gotten, or like things that people repeatedly ask me on some videos. So I don't necessarily have like a question behind it, but it's things I've seen like a couple times. People ask why my videos are so short, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that, you know, everything you see is something I had to draw, and then I had to put it together and everything. And let's say the video was like 5 minutes. And unfortunately, like, I guess the more animation I put in, you know, the more scenes, the more like different things like that, it just ends up taking me longer. But unfortunately, it's very stressful, I guess, and that's the main reason why my videos are so short, because I guess I want a sense of comfort that I know I can finish this video on time and not like stress myself out over it a lot, because I mean, I do get stressed out a bit because sometimes I feel like, you know, all these people come and watch my videos, I don't want to let them down, and I'm trying really hard to stay on a schedule, even though like I can only do this on free time. So I really hope you guys understand, and it really means a lot that you guys watch. So I feel like I have like people I can't let down. I think like a couple people have asked if my mascot has an eye patch or just like a hole. I think it's pretty clear now in newer art that it's like she's missing, I guess, that piece from her face. She's like supposed to be a doll, so it's not like, I guess, that weird. But it did used to be like just like a hole, but it did used to be an eye patch. Earlier drawings I drew it specifically to be an eye patch, and I think somebody asked me that question because it was a little bit unclear, and then I played with the idea and I'm like, I kind of like it just being a hole. Like originally it was supposed to be an eye patch, and underneath she was supposed to have a hole anyway, but I'm just like, I might as well just make it a hole now, and that's how I draw it. Oh, and I have gotten like a bit of fan art of her, and I love it. Like, it makes me feel so happy. and it's always like interesting seeing how people draw her and things like that. So if you end up ever drawing her or like anything related to me or my videos, please let me know. Like, tweet me, tag me, whatever. Just I need to see. Oh, and also if you ever get anything from my Etsy store or like Spreadshirt, I'd love to also see that. It would be really cool. Alright, well, thank you for listening to this. I didn't have too many questions, and that's fine because like it just means I talk less. But I hope you found this video somewhat entertaining. I'll do one eventually again. You know, not like anytime soon because I just did this one, but I mean eventually I will. Best way to shoot me just like a quick message is probably Twitter. But yeah, also I'm gonna like talk about this at the end. I did make a Patreon, and if it's something you're able to do and something you want to do, I offer like early access. Yeah, I'd appreciate it if you check it out. And if you don't, and if you'd rather just get like some merch, I have stickers on my Etsy. I have stickers and prints. I have t-shirts and hoodies on Spreadshirt. All the links are, I'll put them all around. They're all on the screen now for your convenience. But thank you for listening, and have a spooky night.